Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Check Me. Welcome back. I know it's been a while. Football season started, so I'm coming back with it. I promise I won't fall off this year and continue the podcast about the Super Bowl, which I think I did this year, but we'll see. Um, I did actually. But I want to talk about this Eagles game. First, I want to cover the Eagles. That's my team, they're my boys. So I want to talk about how happy I was with how the Eagles played Friday night in Brazil, which was a home game. Of course, it wasn't a home game because the Eagles fans talked about specifically the being in Brazil and not liking the environment and being safe because they don't have a time to enjoy it. So pretty much it was the away game because we were getting booed the whole time. But I thought this was a good showcase of what the Eagles were capable of doing with some new wrinkles in the offense. I want to talk about pretty much with Saquon. The most important thing I'll talk about Jalen Hurts, but I want to talk about Saquon. Great addition to the offense. I don't think that he brings such a greater dynamic than we had with Gainwell. With Gainwell and Swift. I think that he does provide some more of a dual threat instead of having two guys being a dual threat. Meaning like, hey, I like Gainwell coming out the backfield. I like Swift running the ball in between tackles. Now you have that guy who can do both, and then he's doing a lot of the grunt work, and then of course we bring Gainwell in who can also tote the ball but also catch the ball at the backfield. So I like the fact that Gainwell is more of an accessory to Saquon in this offense as opposed to being that prominent two punch that he was with Dre Swift. Both of them can run. I like how they incorporated. I forgot what the guy's name, the running back, Shipley, having a blocking fullback in who can also be a threat. Catching the ball downfield. I do see him kind of moving to a tight end maybe later on in his career. We'll see. Or kind of like that true fullback that does a lot of blocking, but also can catch the ball at the backfield when it's needed. We'll probably pack on some pounds from him. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith with themselves. Of course, Devontae Smith did most of the dirty work. We see, when it's third down, who we going to? Devontae Smith. We need a big play. Who we going to? Devontae Smith. When it comes to the possession, the day possessions of us being successful, A.J. Brown, big play. I love the big play component he had there. Dallas Goedert got in the mix as well, too. And, Jahan Dotson was just kind of a decoy out there at the time, but I do like the fact that we had some balance at our receiving core, and then our defense played okay. Our defense was put in bad positions at the beginning of the game, but I thought they came through okay. Zach Baum was a dog. He was all over the field, 15 tackles. I know he has work cut out him for Josh Jacobs, who I thought was running the ball well. Jaden Reed was. We got to understand, Quinn Mitchell is a rookie. We have to understand that he's not going to come in and be this great great cornerback that we expect him or want him to be. We have to get that out of our heads. Just because he wants somebody to be good doesn't mean they're going to be good. And with Quinyon Mitchell, I think that he showed his rookiness out there. He showed being a rookie out there, and not just from missed tackles or getting beat, but just he was easy. It was easier for him to blend in, and we didn't see too much of him being a difference maker out there. I'm not sure what happened to Isaiah Rodgers. Was he injured? Um, you know, uh, uh, yeah. His hand injury. That's why he didn't play. But I thought defense played well. Slade played well. He's not losing the step out there. I thought he was all over the field. He was playing smart, going up there making tackles. You love that from Slay. But the big thing I want to talk about the Eagles is Jalen Hurts and why I think this was an A+ game. I put Jalen Hurts an A+ game on the mark sheet on the grade sheet because Jalen Hurts is doing something differently than he's ever done before. Sorry, there's a bug in here, right? Jalen Hurts is doing something differently than he's ever done before. Jalen Hurts is doing what the likes of Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Phillip Rivers, these guys did while they were playing and being successful. And that was calling their own protections. Some of that learning curve for Jalen Hurts was not present with the likes of a veteran center like Jason Kelsey, who did most of that work. who will cause protections, you would see it. Sometimes Jalen Hurts, when he did start calling protections last year, Kelsey would check it, right? If Hurts saw something, and that was kind of the covering that he had, not for him to really take full control of this offense. I talk about development of a quarterback. If a quarterback wants to be successful in this league, they have to start calling their protections, right? They have to start putting themselves in better situations to throw the ball. I thought Jalen Hurts did that. Whenever I see Jalen Hurts throw from inside the pocket, it's a successful play for me, meaning that he's getting the time that he needs. The protections, everyone does what they're supposed to do. The protections are putting the people in the right situations. He understands the fronts. This is a successful offense for Jalen Hurts when he's throwing inside the pocket. And I thought he did that relatively well, and I thought he did it more than often. The stat guys want him to go out the pocket and say, oh, he's successful throwing out the pocket. I don't think that he's more successful throwing out the pocket than he will be in the pocket. I just think that he happened to be outside the pocket more because he didn't understand the fronts and how they'll move. When to shift coverage. When for them to max protect, or when for them to double team. These are things that Jalen Hurts now can see and understand where the pressure's coming from. Some of the things they have created for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. If you watch the difference between what Kansas City has figured out is interior pressure is more important than outside pressure. Because if you can roll a QB out for the most part and contain him, you can have him make an ill-advised throw, as opposed to getting pressure up the middle and then making him scramble, because most quarterbacks can't think outside of the schematics of the offense. So Jalen Hurts in his first game, of course, he made some ill-advised throws, but I thought he did very well when it comes to his decision-making as far as making sure he was protected. He did get sacked twice, but making sure he was protected in this game. This is only going to get better for Jalen Hurts. The more he starts learning how to cause protections, understanding what these fronts look like, the things on the back end are going to come a lot easier. We talk about quarterbacks winning the play before the play starts. This is what we want to see, and this is going to be the biggest difference that we're going to see in Jalen Hurts year over year, and once again with the new offensive coordinator, is him calling his own protections. And this may not be a big deal, and I talked about Joe Burrow in Cincinnati, about his development. Him calling his own protections is going to be important, and you see Joe Burrow scrambling around. A quarterback, wholesale, is going to be better when he understands the levels and layers of the defense. A lot of defense, they play bottom up, right? How can we get the big hog mollies up front to get to the quarterback to make an ill-advised throw? And if a quarterback is only thinking from top down, how can I be the secondary? He's not going to get the chance to throw the ball. Most of the plays now that quarterbacks run are built on a quarterback having a clean pocket. 5-7 step drops. Plays are taking longer to develop. If Jalen Hurts can say, okay, if this quarterback, this offensive coordinator does not have plays designed for a quick, drop and throw or a 3-step drop, then I have to figure out to make my front 5 better and my running back so that I can get more time. And this is what we're going to see Jalen Hurts get better and better and better. If he's capable, right? I'm not saying he's not capable, but some guys aren't capable of learning. If he's capable, better and better, and not alluding to the run, but figuring out how can I get my guys in the right spot so I can be better on the top part as opposed to just the bottom part with the front guys getting to the quarterback. So essentially what I'm saying is Jalen Hurts understanding his fronts is going to make him a better passer. Because time getting the offensive guys in the right spot, and he'll give them more time for plays to develop when he puts people in the right place, and he can see it and he can feel it, and not have to worry where things are coming from, right? He can know where the pressure's coming from. He can shift in the pocket depending on where the pressure's coming from. These are things that where Kansas City has developed for Patrick Mahomes, where he's been very successful staying in the pocket, stepping up in the pocket, and making the throw. So overall, I thought it was a good win for Philadelphia. The biggest thing, Jalen Hurts really learning as a wholesale, prolific, all pro quarterback, as opposed to a quarterback that has everything designed from him and they're just working in a system.